Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Postman. Be sure to click that notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope hood content hit, it'll feel like the first and the 15th. Welcome, welcome to the mailroom. When you come in, take a look at your mind, examine what's in your heart. Go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth, and the truth you shall receive. Wait till a couple of people jump up in here, see what we got today. There's so much going on in this world. Where do we begin? Where do we start? Where does it all end? Or is it, are we caught up in the matrix? We caught up in the matrix. I believe we caught up in a few things, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, I believe we are caught up in a few things. Hope you guys can hear me out there okay. Let me see. Let me check the volume. Okay, yeah. Let's get started. Growth will always defend those who stay the same. Those are just the fact. There is a distinction between history and someone who lives in the past. There's a lot of people who refuse to grow or become something other than what they've known all their lives. And you see this throughout your day, everyday activity, interacting with individuals, right? It's primarily in the definition and implication, right? Is where the confusion begins. It's like a mental confusion because anybody that's now 50, 60, 40, even 40, and they're still like acting like they primarily in their 20s, speaking, dressing, and doing some of the things that are similar. It's problematic. History is the study and the interpretation of past events, and it shapes societies through significant occurrences and cultures, right? And civilizations and even subcultures like the Crips and Bloods. It's just history, guys. It's not meant to be to where people come and share their emotions or their feelings because we're dealing with facts and we're dealing with times and events and it's not it's not emotional. At least not for me, it's not. And I get it. Some people have a deeper attachment to it, and they find themselves swimming in their own emotions and can't, for the life of them, figure out that it's not personal. And if you hear something that you didn't know or you weren't aware of, or something about your neighborhood or something about the people you grew up with that was not known to you, instead of attacking it, listen to it because it might be what you need to overcome your situations in the lifestyle in which you live, right? It's like a building block. It's a situation where you can tear down what's not working and build up what's new. Because I'm a very progressive individual. So I'm constantly looking and searching to try to understand how we become better as a people and as a culture. And here's the understanding the present and future is very important, right? Because the contrast is that individuals get stuck in their emotions and trapped and fixated in nonsense. They get so caught up and trapped up in there. And then, because I'm used to it, of course, because people are getting my inbox and start saying things, but when they don't know the mindset or they don't know that I'm really just going through history and it has no emotional assessment or attachment to it. Do I miss my homeboy Kenneth Wayne Johnson, aka? Of course I do, but there's nothing I can do that would change his outcome or reverse anything that ever happened to him or anybody else for all that matter. So, and I understand that you got these grown people that look at things in terms of blue and red, crip and clubs and streets, and when in the end of the day, None of them own property in the areas of which they're claiming anymore. It's over with. The streets died the moment everybody got on the internet. Furthermore, there's always a hierarchy, right? In stereotypes. And the hierarchy is that it's the early bird that gets the worm, but it's the hawk who consumed the early bird that ate the worm that fills his belly. Again, it's the early bird who gets the worm, but it's the hawk that consumed the early bird that ate the worm and fills his belly. In other words, hierarchies in ecosystems where predators capitalize on the efforts of others. That's the society we live in. There's always a bigger fish and a bigger bird ready to seize an opportunity. And that's your mindset needs to be. Black people, not focusing on crip, not focusing on blood, but seizing the opportunity, because there are opportunities in this world that you miss, and everybody else capitalize off you. You are the culture. You are the primary. You the music, you the dance, you the acting, you the sports, you everything. Why you think that they have allowed gang banging and all these things to exist to the degree with which it exists? You think they can't stop it? If they wanted to, they don't stop it because it keeps you distracted, it keeps you fighting, it keeps you killing, it keeps you filling the morgue every weekend with people that looks like you, and they benefit. They are the benefactors of that through the prison system, through the morgue, through the to the funerals, to the hospitals, everything. They benefit from you. Misbehaving, doing things of heinous nature to one another, so they don't care about that. There's a term, right? It says, "In God we trust." In God we trust. Go look on your currency, the money that you hold, that you may have. It's going to say, "In God we trust." What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. GOD. Gold, oil, drugs. Again, gold, oil, drugs. The gold and the minerals that Trump wants, Greenland. The oil that he wants, Venezuela. If he's able to go over there and take a whole president and his family from a country and bring it to the United States and then take power over the oil, see, while you being led down this other rabbit hole, there's a whole nother situation over here that you got absolutely nothing about, because you're so focused, your focus is so narrow to where you focus on black people and black issues, is where you want to kill your brother and sister. But all the time, these people up here, other words, they're the hierarchy, the ecosystems, the bigger fish, the bigger bird, always ready to seize the opportunity. And while you're distracted, killing and mangling and putting each other in wheelchairs in prisons, they're doing their thing. The GOD. And God, the government don't believe in what you believe in. They gave you the same thing that helped enslave you. They gave it to you, and you took it and made it your own. Now, I'm not saying there's no God, there's no creator, but what I'm saying, the practice and the implications of it, the way it is explained to Western cultural society, is not meant for you to win. Jesus is a product, you're the consumers, And the bishops and pastors are the benefactor. They're the benefactor because the government says, if you control these people, then I grant you the nonprofit organization that you are. I give you all that and beyond. There it is there. Again, the God that which y'all believe in is not the God which the government. They believe in gold, oil, and drugs. Why they don't go get Mexico? Remember when Trump said, what are you going to call it, the Gulf of America? That's because he wants to control the drugs. I mean, Venezuela have one of the largest deposits of oil on the planet. Greenland has some of the largest deposit of gold and minerals on the planet. So the God that which you believe in is not the God which they believe in. It's only meant for you in that interpretation because it is meant to control you and keep you where you at. I don't know when was it put on there, but it's on there. And I understand because here's the thing, growth will offend those who wish to stay the same. If you wish to stay the same, stay over there. If you wish to grow, study. Look at the science. Look at the physics of it. Look at the mathematics of it. If it don't add up, then it don't make sense. I only say these things because sometimes I have to use the gang situation in order to inform you in another way. I know y'all like to hear this gang stuff, but then when I get that, then people want to, like I'm purposely telling them lies or whatever. Only thing I can do is tell you from my mental notes. Like I tell you, I took a picture when I was in there. I took a picture of everybody mentally and understood who they were, what they about, and what they was capable of. Yeah, when was the God trust put on the money? In layman terms, BM60, J Ball. So it's just so much we have to do. There's so much work we have to do, and there's so much we have to do as a people. Prior to the civil rights, the signing of the civil rights, we had 90% black businesses. We had our own hospitals, our own cab companies, our own dry cleanings, everything. We had everything. And we gave it all up just to be part of them. Rennie Loke. What's up, Rennie Loke? We gave it all up. Growth will offend. I'm telling Rennie, growth will offend those who wish to stay the same. And that's where the problem lies with our people. We get so caught up in that to where we can't understand that the hierarchy and ecosystems where predators capitalize on the efforts of others. There's always a bigger fish and a bigger bird waiting to seize an opportunity. And that's all they do. They wait for you to do everything you do every weekend. There's going to be a block of black people that go to the morgue. And the only people that win about it are the people that control those morgues and control those hospitals, control the police departments, and control everything. You're not even aware, and I think go look it up. 1669, the casual killing law. out of Virginia. Casual killing is where they can kill you and nothing. That is still on the books. Or the 1710, the Act, meritorious manumissions, protect white property, white wealth, manufacture for white people to make something, invent something for white people to make money off of. That's an actual law. And if you see somebody doing something against white property right, well, you can tell on them and they grant you freedom. The Act of 1710, meritorious manumissions. The Act of 1669, the casual killing law. This time, they killed a white woman. If they killed a white woman in front of everybody, what do you think they're going to do to you? And then they come to find out she was a part of the LGBTQ community. You know, there's no harm going to come to that Ice Age whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing will be done about that. She just gone. And I think people think that I come on here just to antagonize. I don't come on here to antagonize no one and make anybody look bad or feel bad or anything. I just know that when people conduct themselves or comport themselves to do certain things, and it's not necessarily for the good of all, the good of people, the good of Black people. I come to lift, rise, build, and give messages and substances to Black people. That's what I do. Things of substance. Now, do I do it by the way of the gang culture? Yes, I do, because that's what you understand. That's what you grew up with. The only reason why, that's the only thing that you own. Everything else, from sports to dancing and music and everything, they own. They don't want to own gangbang, and they let you own that because you kill each other. So they don't want to own that. Everything else, they will take from you and own it. You created hip hop, they took it, they own it. You created BET, they took it, now they own it. Whatever you created, they take it and they own it. But they left you with that gangbanging stuff. You can keep that because it helped fund and fuel their overall agenda. Because your purpose in gangbanging is CKBK, colored man killer, Black man killer. Yeah, they do have immunity. They are not overly concerned with what you're doing if you're a gangbanger. Because you are fulfilling the purpose for which they intended it, banging to feel. Murderer, mayhem, whatever with you. Dysfunction, functional retarded, prison, wheelchair, all those things. Their biggest concern is unity. But somehow we don't want unity. Because again, the only thing we own outright is gangbanging. Everything else, they take it and make money off of it and capitalize off of it. They let you keep the gangbanging. They let you continue the gangbanging. Again, the GOD, gold, oil, drugs. I gotta call you back, Marty. The GOD that you believe in is not the GOD that they believe in, because they believe in gold, oil, and drugs. I looked at all those places you just named. When you say they're part of the culture, explain it. Give me a little more detail. I'm familiar. I think I'm familiar with what you're trying to say. That part of the culture, if you don't believe me, go to Alaska, go to Arizona, go to Canada, go to London. It's part of the culture, and you're honest. You're self-supported. What am I supporting? What am I supporting? If you haven't already done so, press the thumbs up, give me the like, or or the thumbs down. It means that Biden shows up everywhere. It means that Biden shows up everywhere. We are and go. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the United States? Are you talking about people in general? Because the United States government is the biggest bully, the biggest gangster, the biggest murderer on the planet. So nothing compares to him. Uh, he proved it. He went and took that president from Venezuela. I mean, the people are looking up to the positive people every coast and location, and whereas black people are. Oh, okay. Uh, he took the two Russian ships that was leaving Venezuela. All Russia did was China. Let me tell you something. If China or Russia thought for 1 minute they could do anything to take this, they would have already done it. Because again, hierarchies in ecosystem where predators capitalize on the efforts of others and they seize opportunity because there's always a bigger fish and a bigger bird. They're not the fish and they're not the bird. The Gerald Ford is one of the biggest aircrafts, is the biggest aircraft in the world. Can move with astounding speed. Uh, we have like 13 of those. China has 3. We have just an enormous amount of arsenal power that nobody else has. We're the only country that know that their bombs work. We dropped them on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They worked, killed millions. Russia has never dropped such a bomb. China has not dropped such a bomb. North Korea has not dropped. Marching and parading does not equate to war. It does not equate to you even knowing how to maneuver and win a war. The United States is always at war with somebody somewhere. They're always so. What the old saying, what they say, practice make perfect. There it is. There. So don't underestimate the country you live in and how far they're willing to take it. They can, but there is a nuclear deterrence. They say they got it. We've never seen it work, bro. Be honest with yourself. You ever seen anything China done? You ever seen anything that Russia done? You can't prove that anything they got or work or even come close to what the United States again. The United States is in every sea, is in the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. None of those other countries are any of those places. They only in their surrounding areas. That's where they are. Keep getting phone calls. So again, guys, growth will offend those who wish to stay the same. And when people come to me with their emotions, early on, my father said, he said, son, how do you feel? I told him how I feel. You know what he told me? I feel with my hand, son. I said, huh? I feel with my hand. And he reached out and touched me. Get out your feelings. There's no money in there. Get out your feelings. Do not take what I do on the internet as a personal attack or assault or anyone or anything. If I see something that see that it needs help or it needs a little more information or I feel that it's invaluable and I need to add to it, I will do so. If not, I'll leave it alone. But I'm not here to criticize or jump on anyone for any reason. But with that being said, from the east side to the west side of Compton, wherever it may seem to be, lock the goddamn door and say no more. I'm out.